repeating names. Thank you so much for booking your 30-minute or hour-long on my website, Bomboni.com. I do your shout-outs pretty much like once in a little bit, once in a few days, so apologies if I repeat names. It's just because, sometimes I don't remember exactly when the last time I shouted out, but I want to make sure I shout out everyone. So, yeah. So if you like to book your own 30-minute or hour-long, I will shout your first name out in the beginning of a video as a thank you. So thank you guys so much for your love and support on my webpage. So, TonyBomboni.com, links in the description box below. You can sign up for your own personal candle wax reading on there. I highly recommend it. So many people book tarot readings. It's nice to do like something different, like a candle or a coffee cup reading once in a while. It's no problem. Really. Okay. You're not wasting too much of my materials. Don't worry about that. Okay. I'm more than glad to help you with any issue you're going through. So today I decided to do the month of November early on. By the time this video goes live, I think we're almost like halfway through October, almost. So, I think it's okay. It's okay to do this early, November 2025. But also, I sort of wanted to make this timeless at the same time. So, whenever you're watching this video, that's going to be the messages for you as well. Okay, so you don't have to worry so much about that. So we have candle 1, the yellow candle, candle 2, the green candle, and candle 3, the purple candle. So whatever candle is drawing you in, pick that candle, pick a candle. You can pick one candle, all 3 candles, 2 different candles. You can change your mind and come back to the video later and pick other candles. I'm giving you the free will right now to pick and choose, okay? Okay, so we're going to start with candle number 1. I just realized I have to move these tarot cards out of the way. It's a little frustrating when I'm not prepared, okay? Okay. Well, I'm hoping to move these a little bit further. I only have so much room on this table. That's why it's a little frustrating. Sometimes it's a big table, but I still seem to run out of room at times. Okay, so if you have picked candle number 1, the yellow candle, right? What are the messages for you for the yellow candle? Candle number 1. So I'm gonna get my lighter now and light this up. Okay, what are the divinely guided messages for you, candle number 1, for the month of November, for my poopsies watching? There's a man here. There's a tall man here. I know it could be a farmer. I just see like a grown individual here. And they're helping out, but like they're kind of upside down. This kind of gives me a sign like it's a reversal meaning, or somehow indicates to me like a reversed message of sorts. Okay, so let's continue. What else do you need to know about this? So I feel as though like they were trying to be helpful, but maybe they got so sick and tired of helping. Maybe they felt like taken advantage of, per se, and it was unfair to them. Maybe they feel like no matter what they did, they couldn't really, be fully there for you or for someone. Maybe deaf ears, so maybe this is like a temporary parting of ways of a friendship or something like along those lines. By the way, when you book a candle reading, you can always request tapping, whispering, soft-spoken, ASMR, whatever you want. I don't care. It's your session. So, let's move right along. There's some cracks in the soil here. I don't know, this could indicate like a drought, really dry lands. I sort of feel the rain will fall, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. Could also be like a desolate account, right? Like maybe having to withdraw emergency funds or but it doesn't affect your mood. It's like almost like you're unbreakable, like you've been through a lot as it is. So you're not letting these things really phase or influence you too heavily right now. You see. Like some of you are still kind of in survival mode here. It's like you're still not quite willing to let it go completely. You know, there's someone you're holding on to or thinking about, and you know, they just kind of off on their own or taking a break, and you still kind of clung on to their energy, you know. Detach yourself from their energy because that's a cord. That's a cord attachment, you know. You don't want to be so heavily attached to someone like that. I don't know why I'm sort of getting like purple jewelry, or I'm sort of seeing like there's this love for something, almost like an addiction. There's something you're hooked on right now, and it's hard for you to lay off it. It's an expensive habit. It feels I would say just manage it the best way you know how. But don't let it eat you alive. Don't let it destroy you and who you really are. You know what I mean? I'd say for some it's serious, for others it's not so serious. It's just kind of something that it will pass. It will pass. But I see some of you buying a new car. I feel like your dream car is definitely going to be made manifest in the month of November. What else does November have to bring? For some, it's going to be quite uneventful, to be brutally honest. It's going to be just sort of like, okay, yeah, this happened, and there's nothing I could really do about it. It's sort of like not a boring or stuck, stagnant energy. It's nothing of the sort. I think November has its own excitements to offer you. I just sort of feel as though it's just going to be a month where certainly a lot goes down, but it's not going to be like anything scary, crazy, or anything of the sort, right? It's just going to be kind of uneventful to its own accord. There's someone going to help you tackle a problem or manage something that was an issue for a long period of time. It's going to be a good help. It's going to be well intentioned. I feel like you're worried about someone, like their intentions, and There's one person before I feel like that's hurt you, that like they only were buddies with you because so they could get with the person they want to be with. And it's a very selfish energy. So I think maybe this person is not the best match for you in terms of a friendship. Or wasn't, rather, because I'm talking about a past scenario here that unfolded. But I'm sort of seeing you're finally willing to bear all. It's like you're willing to accept everything that's ever occurred to you and, you know, let it go. It's like some difficult to tough memories may come to the surface. Stuff that you've, numbed. Stuff that you've purposely tried to let go and numbed away in a toxic way, in a negative way, not like in a healthy, enlightening manner. And now you're able to finally come clean, and some of you are able to confess your wrongdoings to someone you feel like you have maybe wronged or slighted in the slightest sort of bit. But it's also like, as you're reflecting on letting go, I think it's that's going to be the hardest part, is being reminded of what happened to you back when. But it's going to be pretty liberating for you, all honesty. It's not going to be a bad thing here, okay? It's quite releasing. It's quite healthy. But there's this like stubborn energy, like some of you just still so badly want to cling on to the past, or, you let your past define you, and that's very hard to release yourself from that, because sometimes there's some even entity attachments that form from these manifestations, that when they attach to you, their body, they don't allow you to let go, It's like you're trying hard to be happy here, but it's like it's not coming through genuinely. It's not coming through the right way. Maybe I'm describing someone you know, but I feel like, in fact, that could be it. Like there's someone here coming through in the spirit that's just not joyous a person. It's like someone you know that's always kind of like lowly or depressive. And it's very difficult to get out of that, understandably so. And it's someone that is really crying and grieving for help, but they don't want to ask for help because they're in this depressive mode, right? They're not really reaching out to people. Typically people with depression suffer with that, not being able to really connect or reach out to people or feel they deserve help, So I'm sort of getting a vibe and a mood of like an expression of like, that's your template, like that's your soul template, that's what you're here to do, right? If you are this person, you are here to go through these emotions. It doesn't make you like wrong or you're doing something wrong. I feel like your life, that's just, or the person I'm describing that that was their part of their life path. And there's nothing you could say or do to change that. No, nothing they can take orally to make it go away. It's almost like it's supposed to occur for a higher reason. I do see eventually it gets better for them. I don't know why I hear 35, maybe in their mid-30s. It might get better. But for the time being, they kind of have to be in this sort of temporary suffering period, This is kind of like a heavier reading, to be honest. But I always have to keep it real, like just because as you have like one or two, or they have one or two supportive friends, they're gonna be okay. They're not like in such a bad place where it's like, you know, it's not like that bad. Like it's bad, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm really worried for this person. You know, it's gonna be okay. Okay, they'll get through this. They'll overcome. So you don't have to worry about them. Or if you should check on them, make sure they're okay. You know, are they eating right? You know, they're a grown adult. You know, you don't have to come to their house and check on them like a child, like a baby. You know, like it's okay. But I feel as though the one who's in this situation is not seeing the way out. That's the only problem. But there is a way out. I genuinely see like a happier person coming through eventually. Even if it takes until 35 years old. I definitely don't see 35 more years of this. That's not gonna be. I have a feeling depression will be a thing of the past. Like, they're working on now, like the gut, the microbiome, you know, altering it through different foods. And when you alter the gut, the microbiome, you feel better, you know, you feel happier. You're not going to feel that same upset, you know, and I feel like mental health has gotten so much better over the years. That it's going to be a thing I've talked about in the past, right? Yeah, so, I'm sensing here the number 13, and it's a good number. It's not like a bad, misfortunate number, but I'm sensing that number. There's some number significance here. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 can mean different things. You can look that up in your own time, but I'm sort of sensing like a day, like a birthday, October 13, November 13, December 13. Maybe November 13 has a huge effect in your life. I'm glad I'm doing this video because I could see how long is this. Yeah, this definitely lasted me the 15 minutes, these candles, which is nice. But anyways, I'm sort of seeing here, like, that's gonna be your freedom day. That's gonna be your liberation. I almost feel like you quit your job then, or, you know, you have something else going for you on the side, and you're able to afford to leave your work behind you and make your career full-time, like, online, or, which is the easiest, or, you know, elsewhere, your own business, I guess. I see like a diversity, or diversifying here. Maybe diversifying your portfolio. You're kind of, you know, investing in different things and trying different things and experimenting different things, and maybe you're around a diverse group of people, ethnicities, right? Ethnicities, and maybe they inspire you based on their culture. So, overall, I'm saying you're gonna find what works for you in your life. You're gonna find that right balance, that right harmony. You're gonna make your life the way you want to live it, not what someone's telling you to live it as, right? And that could be the true ultimate divine expression of freedom I'm seeing here. Freedom from what someone's opinion is, because, you know, just because someone thinks they're right doesn't make them. They could say that, you know, they're right, but it doesn't mean they are. I'm sort of seeing like a wicked person, like, I'm sort of seeing just like a very evil, nasty witch of a person. No gender in particular. It's just like, oh my gosh. You might come across someone like that, even if it's not in your vibration. You know, sometimes you have to come across a lower entity vibration of a person or NPC so that you can kind of like realize, oh, let me not be like that nasty individual, right? Let me aspire to live my life never to be like that individual. send them your light and your prayer. So don't take it personally if they cuss you out or something, or they act really weird or misbehaving attitude. It's gonna be okay, alright? It's gonna be alright. Don't let the energy bother you so much. Don't let them bother you so heavily, right? It's time to stop letting things bother us so much, right? That's right, that's confirmation. Anytime I hear a candle crack like that, it's confirmations. I see playing cards. You might have a lot of free time to play cards with friends or board games. Like I see just like a happy, that makes sense because November is into the Thanksgiving season and I'm being reminded of that. Now this is going to be the true season of feast and harvest. I see abundance coming for a lot of people in November. I'm still sticking to my word. There definitely is going to be abundance this year, period. No matter what happens in the world, this season of abundance has to take place this year, period. I'm sticking to my guns here. It's already happening for others. It's already happening for others, but I'm seeing it come through. Like, I almost feel like not enough people are believing it, and that's why it's not being made manifest quite yet. It's just around the corner, though. It's just around the corner, okay? For those who have the abundance, the manifestation hasn't hit yet. It's just around the corner for you. It's just around the corner. You have to keep believing. You have to keep putting faith in the universe. Stop looking at the news media. Stop looking at the negative Nancy news that's meant to bring your energy vibration lower and deplete you. Listen to your heart. What does your heart say? Look at outside. Look at the joy of the nature, the beauty of everything. You know, there's so much beauty around us. You have no freaking clue. But you're about to have a clue. I promise you. It's about to hit really big. It's about to hit the bank accounts. I see it almost like prophetically here. It's going to flood. The floodgates of abundance are opening here. It's going to be so fast, so big, so fortunate. You're not even going to know what to do with that money. But for those who have been manifesting this has been in the works a long period of time. So you're going to hit it big here, okay? Some of you definitely do need to work on your solar plexus chakra. It needs realignment, rebalancing, harmonizing. Definitely do some solar plexus chakra meditations in your own accord, okay? Alright. So I know I'm going over time here with this candle, but I love doing long ones for you. Why not? I don't care that I'm giving you bonus time. I have nothing better to do today anyway. I have so much free time, it's crazy. Okay, so, I'll be bored at home anyway, right? I might as well just keep going. So, I'm definitely seeing here sort of like a lot of like patience, a lot of tolerance in the month of November. I definitely feel as though like you really have to put up with a lot, but understand that, you know, your patience will pay off. Yes, your patience shall pay off. It shall be rewarded shortly. So you don't have to worry so much. Do you think I should do the dimmer lighting, guys? Do you think this lighting is too bright, by the way? I kind of felt like Spirit's telling me I should like dim my lights a little bit. Just a nook. Yeah. Just to tap it like that, right? Even if it looks lower quality, it's okay. I feel like that's a little bit better on the eyes, isn't it not? It helps me concentrate and focus too more. But anyway, any final thoughts, words of wisdom, guidance, messages, insight, awareness about the month of November for Poopsie? Candle number one, the yellow candle. I see like ice skating, like roller skating. Maybe you're enjoying the winter snow or going to like an indoor place where you get to do those activities. I definitely see, have fun with it. Bring your favorite people. Bring them along. Now this is the year of abundance because God wants you to enjoy this time now, because what's coming next may be the complete opposite of that. And so you're being asked and called at this moment in time in your life to enjoy what you've been given right now and see the candle. That's always a good sign to me, when the flame still keeps kicking off. That good things are meant to unfold for you, okay? Good things are meant to occur, but you're not seeing them still. You're still blind to them, unfortunately, because it hasn't hit yet, right? It hasn't registered. You know, if this really resonates with you, book a reading. I'm telling you, there's more to this story. There's this, like, you've worked for it, you've built layer after layer, you built a solid, steady, sturdy foundation here, and this is only supposed to be the best time of your life right now, okay? And for those who are not seeing it, don't give up hope, don't lose faith. You know, clearly there is something more to this tale. You know, it's like writing a storybook. If an author can invent a story that's mythical and fake, why not invent a story just the same? Like, make up a story, but make that story the story of your life. How do you want to live a mythical reality, but live it into reality, right? You write it down, you put those thoughts onto paper, and then you envision that life unfolding before your eyes, right? Just like Walt Disney created all this mythical stuff and it became reality, and it's all over everywhere now, you know? Mickey Mouse, you can't go a year without seeing Mickey Mouse somewhere, right? So a fake mythical reality became a dream, and now with technology especially, more than ever before, you can create a fake reality into reality. So maybe you come up with a great grand idea, and notice the double flame here. You might work with a partnership or a team of members to build this great grand idea, and it's gonna work really well for you. It's gonna be just something that, like, it's like almost like a twin flame energy here. Like, you guys just make it work. You work on something together that you're passionate about, and it just happens, okay? It just sort of happens. I see a lot of summer plans happening as well in the month of November, so whatever you want to do in the summer, I would recommend you plan it ahead of time for November, because I feel like what's coming around the corner, a lot of people are going to be in their abundance era shortly and planning their next trips for next year. So, you know, when the kids get off of school and everything, so it's going to be like overbooked. So you better book now while you get the chance and the opportunity, and that's planting the seed of faith here. I'm also seeing the cardiac muscle here, something with the aorta, the string of muscle above the heart too, that kind of pumps into the heart, something there. You know, either could, for some who have heart issues, could need correction or some readjustment there, or just some heart healing, okay? So take it easy, all right? Take it easy, okay? So, anything else? Any final thoughts? I don't know if I see any. I like to wait till the flame dies down, but I don't think it's gonna die down. So I'm just gonna blow it out. Thank you so much, Candle One. Those were your messages, my dear loving Poopsie Angel subscribers. If you'd like to sign up for your own personal reading, TonyBomboni.com. I'm gonna jump right ahead into candle wax reading. Bowl number 2, the green candle wax. Okay. What's going on with my poopsies for candle wax number 2, the green shiz? I accidentally spilled it on the floor. I did that so I would avoid the noise, but I guess I shouldn't do that. What's going on with November? What the hell? I'm gonna do soft spoken now because I'm kind of getting tired of whispering. I've been doing a lot of long videos lately, so my throat can only handle so much. What's going on with candle number 2, the green candle? What do we see here? I see the cornucopia that's often portrayed by the harvest season, the Thanksgiving. That definitely shows a lot of abundant harvests for you. I feel like a very gentle nature with you, a very gentle attitude and behavior, very soft to the core of who you are right now. And you're taking things easy. You're not letting things kind of destroy you right now. You're sort of rolling with the punches. It's like you don't even really get overwhelmed either during November. You're just sorting whatever happens, letting it occur, right? That kind of attitude. You definitely will want to keep behavior in check though, right? I mean, we're not perfect, so I feel in the spirit November will test a lot of people. Maybe you have like a test or examination that's important during November. For some it's driving, for some it's school, for some it's just a spiritual test. Test from God, as they call it. You get to experience nature a lot in November. I think you have a lot of time off. I think a lot of you choose to clock in your vacation. Some of you might be in your healing time, so there could be for some downtime to heal or recover. Could be from an illness, could be otherwise just, I've been through so much, I just need this time off, right? And so you'll be granted or blessed this time to yourself. And keyword to yourself. I definitely see you on your own a lot here. Those who live with others are roomies, right? Your roommates, family, they're going to have to go somewhere on a vacation temporarily because there's like a funeral, or like you have to travel away, or they have to travel away, but you decide not to come or it's like a family friend and you don't really know them, but your parents have to go away for a while and maybe you're asked to stay at their house and watch. So you're staying at your parents' house and watching the dogs or the cats or watering the plants. Well, they're at this funeral. It kind of feels like that. But I see a lot of going away. I see a lot of adventure, traveling, trips. Maybe you have multiple 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 trips. Maybe you're on tour in November. Some of you could be having events. Maybe you're popular online and you're going on a tour. I know those are hard to sell out. My apologies there, poopsies, the damn camera cut off. I was saying you're very practical with money. You take it, easy with money. You don't overspend. You put like your 10, 15, 20% aside every month in savings. You're very good with it, but you don't obsess about it. You don't think about it. You don't stress or worry about money because you just put it aside. It's always there for you, ready for you. I feel like your family comes from wealth or riches or abundance. It definitely feels like there's some prosperity there waiting for you, for sure, and going to be passed on to you. I also sense in the spirit realms, if it's not them now, it's obviously 10, 15, 20 years from now that this is going to be the case, right? And so it's coming, right? I would say with this candle, it might sound weird, definitely eat like green apples, right? Green apples, okay? Or take those gummies or vitamins that have like the green apple on the front, right? That you need that, that healthy vitamin C, that tartness, right? And it'll do something for your stomach. It's going to be good for you, even if it causes your stomach to feel like it's licking your spine, right? Like it's tight. I know that feeling. It's uncomfortable. You just eat that apple, wait a couple hours, fast, and then go eat something else light, like a kiwi or something, like a banana and a kiwi, strawberries, blueberries, whatever. Just start with the green and then go with the blues, the reds, the purples, right? The yellows, the oranges, maybe. Just what chakra are you struggling with? If it's heart, eat that Granny Smith apple. Eat that asparagus. Eat the celery. Okay? Solar plexus, bananas. Mango. Yellow sun gold kiwis. You struggling with your sacral? Oranges. It's not hard. Root chakra, strawberries, raspberries. Throat chakra, blueberries. You know? Yeah. Don't make it hard. So let's continue. You're learning something new. I see new education, new class. You're learning. You're going to meet a lot of new people. I like this energy with school. It's time to get back to school. If you've been stalling it, look, use that money you put aside. Buy your way into school. You don't even have to go into debt. You have $5,000 aside. Beautiful. What a blessing. Use it. Get that certification. Okay? Get that license. Don't wait, don't delay, don't procrastinate, don't stall. You may, in November, I know it's a weird time to start school. It probably is not the case. You may have to sign up in November so that you can start in January. Make sense? Okay, cool. Especially those who like to delay a semester, who like to just take that semester off and do other things. You might have to start in the winter. So prepare now for the winter. Prepare now for the winter. That's the message and theme here. But you could have an easy month. Easier than the yellow candle. Sorry, candle one. But I'm definitely sensing a more free, liberated time for you. Like maybe more free time to, paint, craft, draw, do clay pottery, spend time with your friends. More so than candle one, honestly. If you watched both, obviously both messages apply. Whatever resonates. You're into the music, the arts, the dance, the theater, the theatrics. Maybe you're going to see like an opera or something, or watch the movies, or really get involved. Maybe learn a new instrument. This is a great grand time to do that and experiment with something you always enjoyed doing. I see sort of you in like ice hockey, maybe NFL, like something that you really like to do and enjoy. You might have a hint of sadness around Thanksgiving. I feel like maybe those you've invited, maybe they had to cancel, or there was like an emergency snowstorm and their flight got delayed. So be careful of that. I still see volcano in the spirit realms. There's some volcanic activity about to blow off that might scare a lot of folk. I hear 100 million. It might be in the vicinity of that many people or scare that many people. There's love all around you, just like there's wealth all around you. Just like there's friendship all around you. Just like there's good health all around you. Look at those things all around you, and you'll realize how blessed and fortunate you truly are and have become. A lot of you have worked so dang hard for this, though. It didn't come easy, and your parents had to work hard, and the parents before you had to work hard to build this generational wealth. And I feel as though there's definitely, you're going to sit in that good positive energy right now. Even if you feel like uncomfortable, I feel like some of you may feel uncomfortable in your body or kind of dissociated or derealized a bit in the month of November. That's because you're in a resting phase now, right? You're no longer surrounded by your old traumas and dramas, right? So your body's like, finally I can relax, damn it. And when your body relaxes in that relaxed state, sometimes when it's so overwhelmed, you may even feel like nervous system issues or something. So you might feel those spikes or tingles, especially in the cold months. I hate it. I know, it's like, oh my gosh. Like you tend to feel more nerve issues during those periods. Oh my God, I'm not looking forward to that. But my point is, you basically are feeling like it's gonna be all right. Like no matter what, you kind of are able to chug through. Like no matter what health thing you're going through, even if it's minor, or like it's mostly for people I'm speaking on behalf of now who are already at this moment in time suffering with health issues. Those who are not, I feel like maybe something might come up but it'll quickly pass because you're healthy, so you don't have to really concern yourself with it so greatly. Okay, so I sort of get this like almost like a while you are calm and relaxed, others are restless and agitated, right? And so you'll have to kind of help guide them. If you're a spiritual teacher, instructors, and master guru, you'd be great. You'd be perfect. Those, I think, careers will blow up in November, because I feel as though you're going to be able to help a lot of people relax when they're so much in uncertainty or fear energy, right? And, I think for the first time in a long time, everyone has all eyes on the world and what's happening and what's unfolding in the world. It used to be only 10, 20, 30, maybe 40% of people. Now it's everyone. Now both sides of the coin, you see, are focusing on world events, right? Now everyone's paying attention. Do you notice that, right? The last 4 years has been just one side focusing. The other side kind of, not really paying attention, living their life and not really caring much about, I shouldn't say not caring, I would say most of all, just long story short, just worried about what's going to happen today and tomorrow. That's it. Head in the sand kind of energy. But now everyone's listening, right? It's so interesting, isn't it? And it's because everyone's meant to listen right now. Everyone's meant to pay attention now. For the first time in a long while, we're now all paying attention. And not just for one day, like in 9/11. We're paying attention every day. And this might be draining. So some of you may have to protect your energy, especially if you're around people who like to talk about stuff like this all the time. It can be quickly tiring to tune into that outer noise, because it's all outside of ourself, right? As I've been repeating over and over again, replaying that this is a time to pay attention to the within, but it will be hard for those to do that in November. November's going to be a very difficult, challenging month to focus within, to tune in within, because there's so much without, so much happening outside of ourselves in the spirit in the month of November, especially come mid. I keep hearing like mid to end, remember that day, November 23rd. That's confirmation, that loud crack. It's going to be a big bang. It's going to be a big explosion, eruption. Something is going to go down in November 23rd. That's going to be, now I don't mean to frighten or alarm you, allegedly entertainment purposes only, but that's going to be explosive. That's going to erupt. That's going to shake the grounds and the earth as you know it. That's going to rumble under your feet. That's going to wake people from their sleep. Yes, Spirit, thank you, Lord. Thank you. I almost get so emotional with this message, because it's so, the magnitude, the gravity of this is enormous. This is going to be quite an explosion, allegedly. I don't know what this could mean. It could be a metaphorical, analogous eruption, but I have my doubts. I have a feeling it's in the physical. It could be both. It could be a physical and a spiritual eruption of sorts. I don't know what that can represent or portray necessarily at this time, but I do see that it will happen very soon. And that could be in alignment with that, like I said, that November 23rd date that I've been seeing for quite some time now. The Lord warned me on the beach one day, and then I caught a seahorse in my hand. That's what I'm talking about. That was confirmation for me. I never once held and caught a seahorse in my bare hands. Are you freaking kidding me? So I don't know anyone who has, quite frankly. So that was a forewarning sign for me. Okay. While I was in the ocean in the Gulf of Mexico. So I'm basically seeing this might almost like make you forget about your health. Like you're almost going to be like feeling like you don't have any health issues because you're going to be so distracted and busy paying attention to the news. Like honestly, even if you can't help it, you might, I think that's when everyone starts listening to the news again. It's like, be like, oh my gosh, like I need to pay attention. Almost like a March, or what was it, January 2020, right? January through, let's say, all through June 2020. I think people were like constantly on the news. I see a caterpillar here. It could be like, it looks more like a slug or a snail, maybe an eel. And I think it's like beach slow, like work slowly in November. Like, you know, I definitely do the same. I take my sweet time starting now. During the holiday season, I'm like, I'm not gonna rush. I'm not gonna take, try to be in a hurry, or like, spring, summer months where everything's vibrant. But it's time to decline. It's time to take it easy. It's time to retreat. It's time to take a step back, breathe, relax, enjoy hearty, thick, heavy meals, right? Fill your belly, gain some weight, You don't have to show off that summer bod anymore, right? Humans are funny. We work in cycles, not just because it's a trend, right? It's a cyclical thing, right? Just how bears hibernate. So in November, I feel like you're still too much in a rush, and you're going to make yourself dizzy. You're going to make your head spin. You have to kind of slow it down, It's kind of why I enjoy doing longer videos during the season too. Like, I love just sitting here, relaxing with you, and, not having to go do so much, right? It's going to definitely be felt in November. Like, if you're not careful to slow down, I almost feel like by November 20, like, you're going to be asked to slow down. And even this event, yes, Spirit's reminding me that this event is going to ask a lot of people to slow down. This explosion, eruption, whatever the heck, it's going to ask a lot of people to slow down, to take it easy, right? Just like a March 2020, okay? Got it? You had to stay home, slow down, relax, get off work, right? So it could be as much as 100 million people have to be indoors and slow down. Could be a huge snowstorm or something, like, could be just enormous, where it's like everyone's frozen and locked in. 4, 5, 10 feet of snow blanketed in their doorway. You have to stay home. So what makes you think, why do you think I said you have to prepare for the month of November? Even now, get your candles, get your logs, your fire logs, firewood, get your canned foods, pasta, rice, beans, to get through the 3 days until they clean up. Yeah. And it could be the 3 days. Could be the 3 days I'm seeing here. The alleged darkness that could unfold. Okay, so be prepared. Be prepared for a power outage. Be prepared for that. And this is why I say so much distraction in November. You may ignore your body. Don't ignore your body. Still eat healthy. Still eat right, Yeah. And don't get foods that are going to be stinky, Like, if you have a garage, get those trash bins in the garage so you can throw the trash in the bins that are in the garage, so because you won't be able to go outside. I almost feel some people, okay? Allegedly, entertainment purposes only, of course. But so, like, if it's apples, that'll last like a month. You're fine. Don't get things like, unless you put them in the fridge, like bananas. They're gonna rot fast and smell bad. So, yeah. And they're not gonna decompose outside in the cold. So, I almost see Florida in the spirit. Like, there could be even like another like solar flare or something in the realm that kind of goes down as far as Florida again. And I'm sort of seeing like green lights. Like, you never want to see green lights. If you start seeing green lights, oh boy, as far as Florida, that's a problem. I almost see pink. I don't know why I see pink as well. Pink and green. It's like an unusual, pretty combo. Spring colors, but very unusual. Very unusual. Like green auroras, I'm kind of seeing that's going to be a problem. Yeah. I feel like it's going to be like blue or purple, it's fine. But green and pink, oh my gosh, like that's the problem. I'm sort of seeing here, check in with your pets. They might feel more anxious during this time. They might feel a lot of like nail biting energy. they're picking up on this changes globally, this shift as well. Some may even warn you ahead of time, especially cats. Those cats, oh my gosh, as much as we can find them annoying sometimes or funny, or both. They get in everything, right? They're going to be your best friend at this time. They're going to warn you. Get a cat in your house. They're not just for that reason, obviously. Oh my gosh. Love it and feed it, please. But I'm saying, like, get a cat if you feel drawn to it and you like cats, because they're going to be the ones that warn you. I almost feel like it's like 2 in the morning. I almost hear in the United States, one time zone will be like 2 in the morning when this happens. You'll come like a thief in the night. And the cat knocks over something and it wakes you up. And then you quickly check your phone while going to the bathroom for a bathroom break. And you're like, oh my God, this event just happened while I was asleep. But some people shall be rumbled and woken up. It will be a great rumbling. I can't help but see it. I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But November. It will be a time to remember. Okay, so lately all my candles have been lit. I think that's a huge sign that you have to keep your candle lit. Keep the oil in your candle lit. Keep it handy on you, okay? If you have those Hanukkah candles, that's a great thing to have in your home. You put oil that will stay lit a long time, okay? Longer than these. Tapered lasts a longer time, I would say, than tea light maybe. Tea lights last 4 hours. I would get jar candles. I would get taper. I would get pillar. I would get all sorts of candles you possibly can. Get candles, okay? This is a forewarning message, allegedly entertainment purposes only. Hey, maybe a lot of birthdays in November, but I don't know. I have to warn when I see a warning, okay? I have to warn when I see a warning. All right. So how are we doing? I think we're 50 minutes in. Oh my God, and I have one more candle to do. So any final thoughts, words, insight, message, awareness? I might take a short break actually to rest my voice before I continue. There's a great frost. I just see a great frost and then a great melting. And when that great frost melts, it's going to cause great floods. So it's not over when it's over. It's almost like an event that once it's over, people are like, I can breathe. Nope, then it's going to cause another issue. The earth is moving. The earth is shifting. It's starting now. I feel like the biggest, first crack of the earth is going to start in November. I really do feel that in the spirit realm. I'm Sybil Trelawning this ish, okay? I'm learning here, okay? And it's going to create a lot of devastation like that Texas flood did recently this year. It's going to be prophetic. It's going to be biblical. I feel as though in the spirit, a lot of people will be fine, of course. Oh my gosh, a lot of people will survive. A lot of people will be okay. Okay, this is only going to affect a certain region. I almost feel like Rocky Mountains. Could be Asia though. Could be a mix, like around that ring of fire kind of. Could be Asia, Rocky Mountains combined. Maybe one influence in Rocky Mountains affects Asia, one influence in Asia affects Rocky Mountains. And it's kind of going to be like a wobbling. The earth's going to wobble and gyrate back and forth for a minute. But unlike it's been in, I hear, could be 20 decades, 200 years. The greatest shakeup of 200 years. And I feel like a lot of people are going to pay attention and listen, okay? And I almost feel like a whole entire town gets wiped out. Like it just sits there, like it just kind of, it doesn't move, you know? There could be even as many as 3 great shakeups as a result of this. One, and then another aftershock, and then a third one. So all in maybe like a 3-day period, 3 weeks maybe. I doubt 3 months, but because of the magnitude of this, I almost hear 8.9. I almost hear 8.9 magnitude in the spirit realm. This is going to cause such a shakeup. Could be a 9.0. Yeah. So thank you, Candle Green. I'm sorry that this was a uneasy message to hear, but it's going to be okay. I feel most are going to be okay. Okay, it's just going to affect a handful, a chunk of people, but it's not going to be like, anything so catastrophic that it's like mass majority of people. Absolutely not. God would never allow that to occur, at least not now, not yet. So I'm going to take a short pause and I will continue. So you might come to question this reading and say like, okay, if this is the message, for message number 2, does it not apply to me if I didn't pick candle 2? The message still applies. The message still applies. This feels like something everyone should know. That's what I feel about that one. Okay, candle 3, the purple candle wax. I'll just keep going. Honestly, didn't even take a break. I just had to change my mic battery. What's going on with candle 3 for November? Candle number 3. What's going on there? I could maybe switch back to a whisper if you desire. Maybe do a mix of both. I'll do a mix of both. A lot of hugs, a lot of love, a lot of admiration. Meeting someone you haven't seen in quite a long time. Coming together, joining once more is, one unit. A lot of long distance loving relationships could finally meet in the month of November. It's a time of peace. It's a time of rejoicing. It's a time of celebrating for you, Candle 3 specifically. You finally got what you earned. You finally got what you deserved in a good, positive way, of course. And you're going to be very generous, giving and loving during this time in November. I see kind of like an otter showing their love and giving like mushrooms to their loved one. It just simply portrays you and you giving your affectionate energy. And it only comes back. It's only going to really be something that when you get what you give out will return to you in a good way. You're very good at manifesting in this month of November. I hear, and then things change. I feel like even into December, it's going to be like completely different than November. I don't know why I get that. Like October, completely different than November. Like it's going to be drastic extremes of change, but it's all right. It's going to be okay, they say. You're going to be fine. I almost feel like the same repeats next year, like 2026, around October, November, December. The same thing will sort of repeat here. Like replicate, like a replication of sorts, if that makes sense. Some of you might be a little bit bored with life, or time goes a little bit slower. For candle 2, I saw it go faster. For candle 3, I see it's a little slower, like a little slower pace. So if you pick both 2 and 3, I would say it's going to be somewhere in between. But maybe business might be slower for you, candle 3, purple candle for November. It might be a little bit of downtime or slower month. I almost hear like 50% maybe. That might be quite a huge chunk. So you might need to compensate in other ways, or, put aside what you're earning now in order to kind of make up for the loss next month in a way. It might be pretty disappointing, actually. I see just sort of like slow and steady growth, or if you're opening a new business or, having a new thing, maybe a new YouTube channel, it's going to be like, okay, it's not going to be instantaneous growth as you like. It's not going to be like 50,000 subscribers overnight. It's just going to be slow and gradual here, okay? But it doesn't mean it's a bad time to start. I would start, all right? I would start your channel, even if it's a slower month, okay? You need some positive encouragement around you. I think it's easy for you to fall back to old ways or feel like pessimistic. I sort of see like the energy of Christmas. I don't know, like you may feel pressure to get gifts for someone you don't really care for much, or you sort of feel as though like maybe you're not buying yourself gifts because maybe you feel like you don't care much for yourself, right? How are you treating yourself? What is the relationship like between you and yourself and you, right? Me, myself, and I, right? Like you and yourself. Your career identity may take a slight hit as well. You might feel like, who am I in my career? What am I meant to do here on earth with my limited time? What does the next 30, 40 years look like when everything's changing so rapidly, and there may be this almost like purposeful, like a lack of purpose, basically, is what I'm trying to get at here. And it might make you feel a little bit like lethargic during the holiday season. You might feel as though you really don't have much of a choice, or you kind of stuck to your options you have now and you don't really know much else or another way out, so to speak. So you might struggle to make goals for the next year because of this. You might struggle to, again, even into December, like by end of November, I'll say, because this is just a November reading, so I'll stick with that. You're definitely going to be like, okay, maybe I can't handle these extreme ups and downs and world changes anymore. And it affects my business in a way where I can't manage the extremes, right? The massive amount of it changes in my career, so I might have to just go ahead and pick whatever else I feel I am led to in my heart, and that's that. But you're going to know how special and strong you are in November. I think you're going to prove yourself. You might even get back to an old like fitness routine or something of the sort that like, yeah, I can prove to myself how good I am. I can do bad all by myself, right? That kind of energy. And yeah, it's going to be very good for you. It's going to be like a healthy energy to work with here for sure. I wouldn't worry too much about the things you can't really change or control. It's all going to work itself anyway. Definitely, I feel as though be careful around those who smoke. Be careful around those who are lighting it up around you. Your lungs, you may feel like more coffee, especially when your immune system is kind of lower during the winter season months. It's like, okay, get away from me, dude, right? Like, don't do that around me. Or maybe those who smoke, I would say lower the intake at this moment in time, because your immunity may take a hit this year, in this month, okay? something with cycles, something continuously replaying themselves over and over again, and it might repeat in November. It's like, oh, I thought I got rid of this, I thought I overcame this, and it might be annoying for you. You might be agitated or frustrated about that it just keeps happening. Something just keeps unfolding the same way, in the same manner, and it doesn't seem like there's anything you can do about it. Again, keyword, it seems. There is something you can do about it. Find peace, right? But it seems on the surface that you cannot. And it's funny, it's almost like I almost feel like those who are saying find peace early in the year are now themselves not peaceful. So the tables have turned, right? It's almost as if like there's this energy of like lack of understanding of the lesson. Like, oh, you gave me this advice. Maybe someone gave you advice, someone older than you. And then it's like, oh, it fell on deaf ears because they themselves are not following their own advice they gave to you months ago, right? Like they gave you advice in January. Now it's November and it's like, look here. H-O. Ho, ho, ho. You said this and now you're telling me this. Otherwise, what happened, right? 11 months happened. That's what happened. And they almost look like disheveled, like almost like really just out of it. Like they haven't lost sleep and oh my gosh. And then now you have to give them advice. The tables have turned, right? So it's kind of funny how life works, right? The tables always turn for everything, everyone, every situation. There's a duality, there's a polarity in this universal law and order. So you just simply have to flow with it, accept that, doesn't make them a bad person or wrong. They were trying to help me genuinely, just they didn't know better. They didn't have the maturity to understand that, that same situation or thing could have happened to them as well. And there was nothing they could have done. Child, I've been getting so many emails. Oh, okay. It's something else completely different. It's just, advertisement emails, promotional marketing. So, by the way, y'all better sign up for my newsletter. I rarely post on there, but I'm trying to post more. I just when I, like to promote my services and give some good deals for you. And I don't want you to miss those deals. So, let's move on though. Now that we're well over an hour into this reading, I'd just like to thank you for joining me. I hope you subscribe if you enjoy my content. I do put a lot of effort into these. Make sure you like, comment, share. The usual. What else do we see here? So, what else do we see for the purple candle number 3 for my Poopsie Angel subscribers for the month of November? What else is unfolding in their life? I see a pepper. Like, be careful with spicy food. I feel like your bowels just can't take spiciness so much. That's more, I would say, could be a wintertime thing, but I see it more as a summer type of food. So just be mindful. Even though it's hot as hell in summer, why would you eat something hot as hell? But there you go. Human logic, right? But I see like sort of excuse me, it's a burp, I apologize. Sort of this energy of hesitation. Like I see like someone drumming their fingers on the table, like waiting for the right opportunity, by the way, don't you just love my glowing chihuahua? Anyway, he's getting all the attention from this reading, but nonetheless, I would say just wait. Like, don't act out right away. Like, some of you may want to act irrationally because you heard some news like, oh, this person was talking ish about me behind my back, and now I have to get back at them, but I want to get revenge, but in some way, and I have to think about that some way, and I have to think, and hesitate on how I'm going to get revenge. Look, you're just wasting and draining your energy. You're draining yourself. That's the low vibration thing to do, is want to get revenge. I know, as tempting as it may be, if someone has caused you harm or wrongdoing in the past, but it's almost like they caused this harm like 10 years ago, and you just are now finding out. So you may be finding out a lot in the month of November that will surprise and floor you, okay? It will come as quite a sudden shock and surprise. You don't really know what to do with that information. It's just going to be like, okay, I'm not really certain how to process this right now because I thought I could trust that person after all that time, but I feel betrayed. There's a betrayal energy here. I'm sorry to hear if you happen to experience something quite similar to such, but just understand that you can overcome anything. You're a strong person. I see you strong emotionally, mentally, maybe not physically. For some, you might maybe feel like you're not physically where you want to be in the month of November, but you'll get there. Again, it's a time of sort of like, yeah, let me just eat all this food and gain some weight, right? It's maybe not taking priority or precedence here. It's too cold to go for a jog out, and some people are like, it's too cold to go drive to the gym, right? You know, we're making excuses for ourselves all the time, so I understand. It's not easy always to focus on our body's physical needs. You know, I think nowadays, especially as we're becoming ascended and more spiritualized, we are focusing tuning more to our emotions, you know, what's on our mind, rather than, you know, spirit, rather than what's my body physically needs right now, right? That can be something difficult to pinpoint. And I feel like some of you, maybe at your job, you're having physical symptoms or side effects like a headache or dizziness, and you're not knowing how to make it go away on its own accord, and you're doing everything, you're staying hydrated, but you still kind of like, you see someone just rubbing their head, rubbing their temples, like, you know, you just get done with a meeting or a clientele, or, you know, you're showing a house to someone, then you just get this headache all of a sudden. It's not necessarily because you're around people. I just feel like you're going through ascension symptoms. You just need to go outside more. I think you're indoors a lot, and that could be causing physical ailments in the body, okay? So stay hydrated, continue doing so. I will now, actually, now I think about it. But make sure you're also equal time outside, equal inside. This is definitely a message I'm seeing lately. And I feel like we all need to know, like every hour, at least spend 15 minutes out or something. Like, hell, you know, 5 minutes is not even enough anymore. It's just like, with all the stress in life and everything, just spend as much possible time as you can outdoors. If you work from home, you're blessed. You can work from your patio. You know, get your coat, your scarf, you know, no excuses, okay? Yeah, it's actually good for you sometimes. I know, like, if you have a weaker immune system, maybe not, but you know, there's something you can do to strengthen yourself here physically, like I said. So maybe that's what you need, 5 minutes every hour at least, even if it's coat and scarf weather for you. All right? So what else are we seeing? Might be time for you to buy some new furniture here. I see honestly that there's something like broken and run down. Could be for some cars as well. I did see a new car for, I believe, for the first candle reading. But could be like car furniture, like maybe for baby booster seats, or maybe the seat needs replacement in your vehicle. It's an older car. Anything 150,000 miles and up, I would say it's officially an older car. I don't care if it's a Rolls Royce, a Mercedes Benz, or a Toyota. It's an old car, right? It has the miles. So, you might need to replace like a car seat or cushion or something. There's some replacement here in your vehicle. The pads on the floor, the steering wheel mount, or there's something that kind of goes bad and awry. It's like, even while you're driving, I feel like you get lucky and it's like, oh, this wasn't an issue, but you know, you definitely need to replace it. You know, a seat that moves around too much is not safe while you're driving. You know, this isn't a merry-go-round, right? So get it replaced. Some things we just cannot be cheap about, right? We just have to get it fixed, okay? Period. I know life does that. It sucks sometimes. I know. But there's no point in sitting complaining, right? You are wasting your saliva. Trust me, when you get old, your saliva gonna dry. It gonna feel like your roof sticking to the... It's gonna feel like your tongue is sticking to the roof of your mouth. Like Captain Crunch, okay? Save your saliva for something else. Right? Don't complain. That's one thing that annoys the crud out of Virgos is complaints. We never complain. We're always so grateful. Okay, but anyways, moving on. There's a lot of bitter energy in November. I almost feel like you're kind of bitter, like something didn't work out the way you wanted. You didn't get that job opportunity or offer you're looking for. And you're like, damn, why didn't I? You know? So much has come through for Candle 3. It really felt right to do a nice, thick, long video for you. Amongst my massive portfolio of other videos you can watch. And, you know, just type Tony Bomboni candle wax reading. Click a thumbnail that draws you in. Listen to the reading. You know, do that when you're bored. Nothing better to do. I'm not forcing you, just whatever resonates, whatever, if you want to do a reading, of course. But I feel as though, like, definitely just forgiveness, you know, like, I feel like it's an, like, you walked into a job interview and you saw the person being interviewed and you're like, oh damn, they look qualified, they look like they're gonna get the job, and they made the hiring manager look very happy. And then you go there and the hiring manager's like, you're just not feeling it, you're not feeling the connection, right? As, you know, you saw the two of them have, and you're like, you leave there and you're like, damn, they're gonna get the job, aren't they? And then they get the job and you're bitter, right? So I almost feel like in those situations, like, if the hiring manager looks like they're really fond of the person and then they go up to you and they're like, like, you know, it's because they already made up in their mind they're going to hire that individual. They're only talking to you because you already filled the time slot. So you might as well just walk away. You might as well not bother. I feel like you're going to save yourself some disappointment. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Unless it's a really good job, like a nice, fancy, like 6-figure job, like then I would say just keep going, keep trying, because they might actually end up hiring multiple people. You never know. I would still try. But something like fast food, I'm like, they got that job, child. They ain't gonna hire, right? So, I sort of see here, something with like the likes of which I've never seen before. I don't know what that means, but in terms of this reading, like, it's something like a famous quote or someone's gonna say like the likes of which you've never seen before or something like that. It's gonna be just like profound. It's your time to rise and shine, to be a star. Don't let something dim your star shine light, okay? I see hotel here. I see like maybe you're gonna go to a hotel, or someone you're visiting. You're paying a visit to a friend you haven't seen in a minute in November. There's someone you've known, you bumped into them and you're like, oh, I don't remember you. And then they're like, me, remember me? And you're like, oh, oh my gosh. And, you know, it's like you two are just friends again, in a way. Well, the candle stopped, so that's the reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you'd like to book your own candle wax reading on TonyBomboni.com, the links will be in the description box below. I hope you've enjoyed. I ask that you take care of yourselves, and I will see you all very soon. Take care and make sure you subscribe if you want more content like this.